right, so the final two tests that we're going to talk about tonight are not ones that are listed on the state form as being required for daily testing, but they are two things that are important to test for. They're part of the overall water chemistry of the pool or the hot tub that we're very concerned about, and that this test kit can test for, and we want to make sure that we understand those and are testing for them properly. So those two tests are for total alkalinity and for calcium hardness. Total alkalinity is sort of a misunderstood pool chemical. A lot of times people have a pretty good understanding of pH. You know, the pH scale goes from acidic to basic. 7.0 is pH neutral, and people kind of have a concept of that from their days in science class or whatever the case may be. But typically people don't understand total alkalinity, so they focus on the pH, they disregard the total alkalinity, which is a big mistake. Total alkalinity, its main purpose is to buffer the pH in the pool. Everything that's entering the pool has a pH. Swimmers, sweat, leaves falling in the pool and decomposing. Every pool chemical has a certain pH, whether it's acidic or basic or somewhere in the middle. And all of those things that are entering the pool are causing the pool's overall pH to fluctuate. If you don't have any total alkalinity in the water, if your total alkalinity is reading at 0, that pH is prone to wild fluctuations. You can have something enter the pool and cause the pH to go very, very high or very, very low in a very short period of time. The total alkalinity, when you have it balanced properly, and the target range that we're generally going for is 80 parts per million to 120 parts per million. If you have your total alkalinity where it should be, the pH is buffered. It's not going to be prone to those wild fluctuations as it would be if you had no total alkalinity. So it's really important to get your total alkalinity where it should be, and then you'll have far less problems with pH on a daily basis. So the first test we're going to do is for the total alkalinity, and we're going to use the large tube again, but for the first time we're going to fill it halfway to the 25 milliliter mark and not to the 44 milliliter mark. So we're going to take our sample, again, 12 inches below the surface of the pool or lower, and we're going to make sure it's filled to that 25 milliliter mark. We want to make sure our meniscus is right on that line. Okay. So the first thing, we're going to be using 3 reagents with a green cap on them. The nice thing about this test kit is everything's color-coded. The chlorine test is yellow, pH is red, total alkalinity is green, calcium hardness is blue. So we're going to be using the 3 green cap ones, starting with reagent R7. And we're adding 2 drops of the R7. 2. Cap back on, reagent back in the box so we don't misplace that, lose the cap, knock it over. Then we're adding 5 drops of the R8. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to swirl that sample, and if there's total alkalinity present in the water, the sample is going to turn green, which you can see that it has turned green. Now what we're going to do is similar to the test that we did for the chlorine. We're going to add the R9 drop-wise and count the number of drops that we add. And after each time we add a drop, we're going to do a little swirl, mix it up, 2. All right, with that third drop, you can see it's starting to turn pink. We need to see if it's going to turn all the way pink or if it's going to revert back to the green, or sort of somewhere in the middle. So after we swirled it a bit, it's gone back to being green. That means we're not done yet. We're going to add 1 more drop, and that usually will tip it over the edge. Almost, not quite all the way there. We're going to do 1 more drop. All right, now you can see our samples turned pink. So we've added 5 drops, and with the TA test, with the total alkalinity test, we're basically taking the number of drops that we've added and multiplying by 10 to get the amount of total alkalinity in the pool. So this was 5 drops times 10, that gives us 50 parts per million. As I said before, the target range for total alkalinity is 80 to 120, so we're below that range. So again, we want to shut down the pool, add total alkalinity increaser to the pool to raise that level until it was in the 80 to 120 range, and then reopen.